What Cory Booker did over the last 24 hours may have changed the course of political history. I watched a lot of it. I listened to words. I listened to phrases, how he presents himself. Did he criticize Donald Trump? Of course he did. But he struck the kind of tone that grassroots Democrats are looking for. He's speaking to Americans. And what I saw over the last 25 hours absolutely blew me away. And just as you sometimes make projections or predictions, I'm going to do one right here. That speech puts Cory Booker as one of the leaders for the Democratic Party, 2028, and I'll go even further. If you ask Democratic senators right now, would they rather have lead them over the next 3 years? They would choose Cory Booker over Chuck Schumer.
Oh, really, Franklin? Really? Let me make sure I'm understanding you correctly. First of all, for those that don't know, that hairy gentleman in that video, that was not Wolf Blitzer. Woof, woof, woof. That was Frank Luntz, who used to have a lucrative career in the mainstream media when he was working at Fox News. But over the last 8, maybe 10 years, Franklin has essentially disappeared from the mainstream. He now makes sporadic appearances on CNN and whatever the hell network that just was. Well, Casey, Franklin was appearing on News Nation. News Nation? Home of Chris Cuomo? Hey, it's me, Chrissy C. That damn sure didn't look like Chris Cuomo to me in the video with Franklin. Matter of fact, I know it wasn't Chris Cuomo because that dude had a shirt on and he didn't have a big cigar in his mouth. Supposedly, Frank Luntz is a Republican pollster, but ironically enough, Franklin always seems to favor the Democrats. Strange. According to Franklin, Cory Booker changed the political landscape this week. Over the last 25 hours, what have you guys been doing? I'm sure most of you went to work. Maybe one or two of you guys fell asleep last night watching the NHL on LGBTV. Perhaps you spent time with your family. Maybe you watched your kids play soccer. Or in my case, watched your nephew play another painfully boring baseball game. Over the last 25 hours, I know what most normal people were not doing. We were not watching Cory Booker on the Senate floor flapping his yapper for the last 1,500 minutes. 25 hours. Cory Booker spent the last 25 hours incessantly talking on the floor of the Senate. For starters, how in the hell is that even possible? How can someone physically speak for 25 hours? The Trumper needs to give the booger a drug test. It cannot be possible to speak for that long without performance-enhancing drugs. And who wants to listen to some doofus talk for that long? 25 hours? I have a hard enough time listening to people talk for 25 minutes, especially when the person talking is the bald brother of Joy Reid. Deacons at Woke United Methodist, they are praising Cory Booker for his marathon speech. Ooh, Cory has stamina. He will be our new leader. I nominate Cory Booker to fill the position of lead pastor at Woke United Methodist. All of my intersex identifiers say aye to confirm this nomination. Franklin claimed that Cory Booker could be the new leader of the Democratic Party because he's more popular than Charles Schumer. Chuck Schumer's daughter is more popular than he is. Does that mean she is the new leader? Hell, everyone not named Jasmine Crockett is more popular than Charles. The thing is, Frank Luntz is probably right. Cory Booker will likely be one of the nominees in 2028. But therein lies the problem. This is exactly what we talked about yesterday at MSNBC. The Democrats are refusing to adapt. Deacons at Woke United Methodist, they are unwilling to take the first step in the recovery process. I know the first step is the most difficult, but it's also the most essential. The Democrats are unwilling to admit they have a problem, with the main problem being America has rejected the woke fungus. And you don't have to take my word for it. Uncle KC always comes with the proof. But first, make sure to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at KC_BTL84. Let's get to the sponsor for today's video, my good friends at Sugar Mountain Trading. Are you struggling with back problems? Do you deal with minor aches and pains throughout your day and you don't want to go to the doctor because all the doctor's going to do is find something else wrong with you? Even worse, prescribe addictive medication that you don't want to take? Me personally, I hate going to the doctor. So does my wife, who actually deals with back pain, which is why she started using CBD lotions and oils from Sugar Mountain Trading. Now, this is not THC. It's not going to make you fail a drug test. These CBD lotions and oils, they are designed for rapid pain relief. My wife, like I said, deals with nagging back pain from time to time. Tried over-the-counter stuff. We have tried the chiropractor. Nothing ever works. Within 5 minutes of me applying CBD lotion from Sugar Mountain Trading, her pain is gone. I'm telling you, it's damn near magical. Sugar Mountain Trading also offers CBD bar soap that will keep you pain-free and smelling fresh at the same time. Bar soap comes in a variety of scents ranging from lavender all the way to cherry almond. All CBD products offered at Sugar Mountain Trading, 100% natural, 100% free of THC. So click the link in the description below. Use my promo code BTL20, BTL20. Save 20% off your first purchase with Sugar Mountain Trading. In fairness to Cory Booker, he would be a vast improvement for the Democrats. But that ain't saying much. Not hard to be a vast improvement over Johnny B. Biden. If you don't require assistance while putting on your diaper, you're already a step ahead of Johnny B. Cory Booker would be an improvement over cackling Cam Harris. Hell, Jimmy Hoffa would be an improvement over cackling Cam, and he hadn't been seen in 50 or 60 years. Jimmy Hoffa is like your average dump diver in the WNBA, unseen. Cory Booker, though, smart dude, intelligent. He's an eloquent speaker, although he clearly talks too damn much. He looks the part. He is experienced in Washington, but he also represents everything that the Democrats should be looking to get away from. Several years ago, Cory Booker was fighting in Congress for the inclusion of transgender soldiers in the military. Look, I don't have a problem with transgender people being in the military. If they want to be nurses, chefs, maybe work as a recruiter, fine, I guess. But if my nephew was fighting on the ground and the soldier backing him up was bearded Brenda instead of Chad Thundercock, I don't know about that. Hamas is not sending their Brendas to fight. They're sending Mahmoud. 3 years ago, Cory Booker claimed that dismantling racism was patriotic. I mean, yeah, I happen to agree. When Martin Luther King was dismantling racism, that was patriotic. But where is this racism of which you speak in the year of our Lord 2025? Right now, deacons at Woke United Methodist, they are frantically searching for a new pastor. Initially, it was going to be Gabby Newsom, governor of the People's Republic of California. But then they figured out that Gabby had too much baggage. Even though he solved the immigration problem in the People's Republic, he was only able to accomplish that by making people so miserable they fled to Mexico. That messaging, it doesn't exactly work in a national election. Then it was going to be Josh Shapiro. Well, Casey, what about Tim Walz? Yeah, I mean, Timmy is running around pretending that he is the new leader, kind of like Cam Harris was touring the country pretending to be vice president, or Stacey Abrams pretending to be the mayor of gay Georgia. Normally, the Democrats are inclusive to the pretenders, but they know that playing make-believe doesn't appeal to a national audience. There was nothing make-believe about Cory Booker's 25-hour speech, so for the time being, Pastor Booker will be giving the sermons on Sunday morning at Woke United Methodist. The problem for the Democrats, it doesn't seem to matter who their new leader is because their approval ratings continue dropping to record lows. A couple of weeks ago, I told you guys that the Democrats' approval rating had dropped to 28-29%. If I remember correctly, at the time, that was a new record low. Now, 28%, it looks like progress. It looks like the promised land. Yesterday, Quinnipiac, they released their latest poll. Once again, it was absolutely brutal for the Democrats. Watch it for yourself.
Holy Toledo. Voters' views of the Democrats in Congress among all voters disapprove, 68%. And look at the approved number, just 21%, even lower than the Democratic Party at large. This is the lowest on record for Democrats, according to Quinnipiac University polling. You think these numbers are bad? Let's go to this side of the screen. We'll look how Democratic voters feel. Get this. The plurality of Democratic voters disapprove of Democrats in Congress at 49%, and just 40% approve. Horrible, horrible, horrible. Oh my goodness gracious, you just can't get worse than these numbers.
The question is, why? Why has the approval rating for Democrats once again hit record lows? Well, Casey, it's because they're not appealing to normal people. People are tired of mythical racism. They are tired of peaceful protests. They are tired of learning the alphabet. Americans want to return to normal. Sure, that is definitely part of it, but normal people alone, that would not represent record low approval ratings. Over the last 5 or 10 years, normal people have disapproved of Democrats and their approval rating was hovering between 40 and 50%. So, what has changed? Like I told you guys before, I think the Democrats are standing at a crossroads. The Democrats are in a lose-lose right now. The reason their approval ratings are so low is because they are losing their radical base. Parishioners at Woke United Methodist, they are pissed because some Democrats are distancing themselves from the woke fungus. According to the Quinnipiac poll, 65% of Democrats disapprove of the party because they're not staying principled. Translation? They're not fighting hard enough for Stan to become Fran. They're not fighting hard enough to combat mythical racism. Make no mistake about it, this is a serious problem. You can't serve two masters. They can't win elections without appealing to normal people because the radical wing has expanded, they can't win elections without them either. So what the hell do you do here? I know this sounds like great news for Republicans, and in a way it is, but it's also kind of scary because a lot of these radical movements that used to be underground, they have grown over the last few years with mainstream exposure. I don't think Democrats are going to abandon the woke movement, but I do think they will try to disguise it. What about you? Are the Democrats at a crossroads? Will they try to be more appealing to normal people or rededicate themselves to the woke wiener? Or could it be a combination of both? Let me know. Sound off in the comments below. Best way to contact me is through email, btlkc84@gmail.com. I'll see you guys tomorrow.